What's up, you guys? The holidays are here and Thanksgiving is happening tomorrow. We're going to find out which is better, deep fried turkey or smoked turkey. First ingredient is the brine. We're going to be using the Briner bucket today. This thing is a champion. I have a few of these in different sizes to brine all kinds of meats, getting that saltiness into the turkey from within. Before we ever put it in the deep fryer or the smoker, I'll be able to fit 2 turkeys in here. For our brine, we're going to be using a number of things. We're going to obviously be using some water, lots of water, some coarse black pepper, kosher salt. Your key ingredients to a brine are these 2, water and salt. Nothing else really matters. Everything else is just complementary. We'll be putting some sugar in there, garlic powder, some rosemary and some thyme. And then we'll be having some onion in there, some apples, oranges, lemons, just to get that flavor and rich inside those turkeys. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start with our water and salt mixture, and then we'll add everything else. One cool feature about the brine bucket is this guy right here. So these ridges on the side, the ridges on the inside, so you can take this, insert, twist, and then your meat can't float to the top of the water and sit above the water. It keeps it fully submerged. It does come with its basic brine recipe card. I use this. This thing's a lifesaver. Keep it in the bucket, pull it out, so when I need it, you can look up brines on the internet, find out what you like best. So the basic brine calls for 4 quarts of water, 3/4 cups of salt, and if we're going to do kosher salt, it calls for 1 cup of salt, 3/4 cups of white or brown sugar, and then add spices or herbs to your liking. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the water and then the salt. You can't come in the shot right now. You just ruined the shot. This is long form content.
Okay. Sorry.
Now I have to go in and go edit that out. Oh yeah. All right. So now we got our seasonings in there. We got our rosemary. We got our thyme. Now we're going to add some of our fruits and our onion. You want to take a look at this? It's not pretty with all that garlic and pepper in there, but we're going for taste, not looks. Now we're going to cut up our onion, celery, and fruits for our brine. Hello! These lemons look really cool. And another look at our brine before we mix it up. All right, we're going to give everything another stir. I don't feel any salt or sugar sitting on the bottom, so that's a good sign it got dissolved in here. Now we're going to go ahead and add our turkeys. Got to carefully place this in our brine. I may need to take a little water out. There's our turkeys in the brining bucket. Now we're going to take our lid to push this turkey down and twist, and voila. And there our turkeys will sit in the briner completely submerged. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put our lid on, and we're going to let this sit overnight in the fridge. And I'm going to clean all this mess up, and then we'll be back tomorrow to deep fry a turkey, smoke a turkey, and see which one's the winner. Good morning. Turkeys have sat in the brine overnight. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the smoker ready and our fryer so we can continue our cook-off.
Father, would you like a sip of
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry, it's good.
Dad, look at my pumpkins.
Wow.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. We got a nice clean smoke coming out of the smokestack. I love that. You want to see that clear kind of blue smoke, not a heavy dark gray smoke. That's going to make your meat taste bad. This is the kind of smoke that you're looking for. You can control the temperatures with the side firebox, opening up the end, closing this up to slow it down, make it hotter, get the airflow going full through. That's really what you want, is a good airflow. Smoking's all about fire, airflow, wrapping around that meat that's inside the chamber. We're gonna go ahead and take our turkeys out of the brine and get them ready for the cook. The cool thing about this brining bucket is you can literally just dump it out, leave the turkeys in there because of that inner lid. Use my little trusty knife here, do some trimming. Ooh, sharp. Can never have too many knives. I don't get to use this thing very much, so it's coming in handy for the cooking, but don't come near me and mess with my grill, man. And don't worry, I'll sanitize it and wash it off before I put it back in the sheath. Gotta have our clean hand for the seasoning. Do the Holy Voodoo Meat Church rub. I love this rub on turkey. We already got our meat inside flavored with the brine, with the salt, but this will help give us a little color and flavor to the outside of the turkey. All right, let's go put our turkey on the grill. All right. So we got our water pan. I like to keep that right next to the fire, keep a little moisture in the chamber. And we're gonna put the breast side towards the smokestack so that smoke and heat will wrap around and kind of finish on that side. And then we'll turn it in the cook, but we'll start with the feet down towards the end first. It depends on how you want to cook your turkey. You want to cook at 200, 225, you're probably 30 to 45 minutes per pound. If you're at 275, 300, you're closer to about 20 minutes a pound. If you go up to 350, you're more in the baking zone. That's hot and fast, but with smoking, we want to kind of do low and slow. I'm more of an in the middle guy between hot and fast and low and slow. This will still give it a good flavor. All right, we got our turkey flipped around. We're gonna go ahead and use our apple cider vinegar with water mixture to help keep it moist. Go ahead and check the temp. We want to get this to 135 before we wrap it. We got our turkey for the fryer. Now it's really important to get this thing as dry as possible because you do not want any water going into that hot oil and causing an explosion. So you really, really take care to pad dry your deep fried turkey. That's why you don't do frozen or partially, even just barely frozen turkeys, because any of that moisture in there will come out and boom. That's how you have your accidents. So we're also going to do some trimming with our handy dandy little knife. This will sit and kind of just dry off some more on a plate in the fridge while that turkey's out on the smoker, because it only takes about 40 to 45 minutes to cook a bird this size in that deep fryer. But you want to make sure you leave time to rest for both birds, about 30 minutes to let that get reabsorbed with all those juices to make it nice and tasty and not dry. All right, now it should be about time to wrap our turkey. I've been spraying it with apple cider vinegar water mixture. I've been trying to keep it moist, watching our fire. I rotated it. Now we're gonna wrap it in some tin foil and butter and flip it over to finish the cook. So our temperature is right at 138. We want to get to 135 before we wrap. So this is perfect. We'll let that temperature get a little hotter while it's sitting there while we're getting all of our prep ready. Now, when taking the turkey out, we want to be careful not to flip or tilt it because there's hot juice inside that cavity that will come spilling out over our hands. I have some protective gloves for heat, but still be careful. We're going to set it breast side down to finish the cook so all that butter and juice pools at the bottom. I changed my shirt because I got a bunch of grease all over it. Had to throw that in the washer. All right, we got our new turkey fryer set up. Got our pot. We're going to set this aside real quick. You don't want any oil splashing on that. We've already measured off where to fill this up to with the oil. This is peanut oil we're going to be using to deep fry our turkey. So we're going to try to fill this up without spilling around the sides. Looks like I might have to pull it out of this box. Key tip, keep this so you can pour the oil that's used back into this for disposal. A lot easier to get rid of. All right, now we're going to go ahead and start our fire. We're going to turn this up on high because we need it to get to about 350 degrees before we put that turkey in. And once we put that cold turkey in, the temperature will drop a little. So sometimes I bring it to about 375. Turkey drops it back down, and then we cook it at about the 350 the whole time for about 45 minutes. Another cause of fires with these is people don't turn the flame off when they're putting the turkey in. And you can have bubble over if you're not careful. That turkey's too cold. If there's any bit of moisture, hot oil, any type of meat starts bubbling up. If it bubbles up over the side, drips down, touches that fire, the fire catches into here, and then boom, we all go bye-bye. But we have the fire off. We have the temperature up on the oil, and we're going to drop our turkey in very carefully. There, we did it. Put the thermometer back in, make sure it stays at about 350. Turn the heat back on to low and let that cook again for about 40 to 45 minutes. But she's frying good. All right, it's been 40 minutes. Our turkey is now done. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the heat, pull it out, put it in the pan, and let it sit for 30 minutes before we serve. It's time for the taste test. Ooh, gotta leave a little bit of that skin on there. All right. There is a nice smoke ring, pink, kind of going down there, and you can see the white on the inside. But, all right, ooh. Wow. Wow, that's good. That's good. Oh my goodness, that's really good. Wow. All right, here it goes. Nothing. Deep fried. Just nice white turkey breast there. Ooh, it's so juicy. Oh my goodness, look at that pull test. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. Which one's the winner? I think I need the crew to decide. Who wants to come help do taste tests? Let me get a few pieces, okay? They're smoked. Here's deep fried. Let that go down first. Chew it. Let me know. Give me a second. Once you've chewed it up, you gotta taste the difference and see which you like, smoked better or fried better. Fried, yeah. Okay. Was it dry? You like the smoke? All right. One for fried, one for smoked. You want to try the smoked one? All right, there you go. All right.
Yummy.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe. You want to try the fried now? Yeah. And tell me which one's better, that one or this one? Yeah, that's one. Okay. Let me know what you think.
Right here.
Yes.
All right.
Smoked. All right. You heard it, guys. Smoked turkey is the winner. It beats deep fried. I love the deep fried each year. I'm like more partial to this, but I don't know. We took it up a notch this year with the smoked turkey, and it's a favorite.